The year is lost in the haze of time, but the bloodlines remain. In the heart of ancient Mexico, a civilization rose with breathtaking speed. The Aztec Empire, feared by enemies, worshipped by allies, and shrouded in myth. For centuries, historians debated where they came from. Legends spoke of a distant homeland, a place called Aztlán, but no map could find it. No scroll could name it. Now, for the first time, science has pierced the veil. A shard of bone, a forgotten burial site, and inside it, fragments of DNA untouched for over 700 years. What these microscopic codes reveal will rewrite the story of the Aztecs forever. So, who were they, really? And where did their journey truly begin? By the early 1500s, the Aztec Empire stretched across more than 80,000 square miles, ruling over millions. Their capital, Tenochtitlan, gleamed like a jewel in the middle of Lake Texcoco. Grand temples pierced the sky. Markets bustled with goods from every corner of Mesoamerica. But their own chronicles whispered of an older truth. The Aztecs claimed they were not native to this valley. They had migrated from a mysterious northern land, Aztlán, a paradise of water and white herons. No one knew if it was myth or memory. Archaeologists searched for centuries, tracing ruins, following trade routes, reading glyphs carved into stone. Yet the trail always ended in silence, until a discovery in the unlikeliest of places, far from the heart of Mexico, began to shift the entire puzzle. The question remained, could science finally confirm what legend had guarded for centuries? It began with an excavation in the arid deserts of northern Mexico. A construction project had stumbled upon an ancient burial site. Shallow graves, sun-bleached, untouched for centuries. At first, it seemed unremarkable. Fragments of pottery, worn tools, scattered bones. But one skull was different. Its shape hinted at a lineage not entirely local. Nearby, archaeologists found ornamental shells, the kind native to distant coasts, buried alongside the body. Tests placed the remains at nearly 800 years old, predating the Aztec Empire itself. The burial style matched no known culture in the region. It was as if the grave belonged to a traveler, someone who had journeyed hundreds, maybe thousands, of miles. Carefully, scientists extracted a sliver of bone from the inner ear, the perfect vault for ancient DNA. What they were about to unlock had the potential to collapse centuries of speculation. In a sterile lab, far from the dusty excavation site, the bone fragment was placed into a sealed chamber. Scientists worked in full protective gear, not to shield themselves, but to protect the ancient DNA from contamination. First came the delicate extraction, using chemical baths to release genetic material locked inside the bone for centuries. The strands were fragile, fragmented, but intact enough to read. Historical records, linguistic patterns, and archaeological maps were brought into the investigation. Teams of geneticists, historians, and anthropologists joined forces, cross-referencing the DNA with databases spanning the Americas. The first results were baffling. The genetic markers pointed to populations far north of the Valley of Mexico, yet also showed traces from coastal peoples thousands of kilometers away. Some researchers began to suspect the unthinkable. The Aztecs' ancestors may have been part of a vast migration that defied all previous theories. The final sequencing revealed what no legend had dared to fully claim. The DNA matched ancient populations from the deserts of the American Southwest, and, astonishingly, from coastal cultures as far away as Central America. This was no isolated tribe. It was evidence of a migratory network spanning thousands of kilometers. linking river valleys, mountain passes, and trade hubs long before the Aztec Empire rose. Further isotope analysis of the teeth confirmed the individual had traveled vast distances in life, drinking water from multiple distinct regions. This was not myth. This was movement, recorded in the very chemistry of his bones. The genetic signature also contained rare markers seen in only a handful of archaeological sites, all clustered in places long suspected to be fragments of the fabled Aztlán. For the first time, science had placed the Aztecs' ancestral footsteps on the map. Picture it. Centuries before the great city of Tenochtitlan, small bands of travelers leave their homeland, a lush region of lakes and rivers far to the north. They carry obsidian blades, bright feathers, sacred stories, and seeds of crops that will one day feed an empire. They move slowly, generation by generation, following rivers south, crossing deserts, scaling mountains. Some settle along the way, others push forward, driven by prophecy, the vision of an eagle perched on a cactus, devouring a serpent. Along the journey, they meet coastal traders, mountain farmers, desert hunters. Cultures blend, technologies spread. The Aztec ancestors absorb knowledge, languages, and bloodlines, weaving a complex genetic tapestry. By the time they reach the Valley of Mexico, they are no longer the people who left Aztlán, but a fusion of nations. This is the seed from which the Aztec Empire will rise. The discovery changes everything. No longer are the Aztecs simply a people who appeared in the Valley of Mexico, ready to build an empire. They were the end chapter of a journey spanning centuries, a migration that shaped their language, beliefs, and power. The DNA, the isotopes, the artifacts all converge into a single truth. The legend of Aztlán was not mere myth. It was memory, a distant homeland, carried in their blood across generations. And it reminds us of something deeper, that the story of any civilization is never bound to one place. It is a river, flowing through time, fed by countless streams of human connection. If this revelation fascinated you, imagine what other mysteries lie buried beneath our feet. Like this video, subscribe for more journeys into the past, and prepare for the next discovery that will rewrite history.